Poems of Conformity by Charles Williams. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Proserpina. Now our love returns at last, for the secret months are spent. She hath laid aside her vast majesty of government. Mother, now thy child is found. Oh, we can but look aghast. Heart and tongue alike are bound. Proserpina, oh, was this the loveliness we saw? Or hath royalty in this girded thee about with awe? Did this grave and fateful voice, these thy regnant hands of law, ever in our games rejoice? Goddess's child indeed thou art, and thy mother now no more presseth thee against her heart, as at morning heretofore. Courtesy she yieldeth such as her sisters on their part grant thee without smile or touch. Sister, cried our lips of old, sister, saith thy mother now, while our frighted eyes behold deity upon thy brow. Lo, we yield thee head and knee. Was our greeting overbold that so often pleasured thee? As in Enna's fields thou wert, shalt thou never be again, when the trodden flowers hurt, smote thee with thy heaviest pain. Thou hast seen the eternal Lord measuring unto men desert, and thy spirit hath adored. Oh, for her who with us trod, loving day and sunlight, whom, yielding service to her nod, loved we ere thy voice was doom, and thy vision destiny, ere the presence of a god mightily o'ershadowed thee. End of poem, read by Alan Mapstone. Troy by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. 1. Andromache. In Ilion 50 towers are set, whereof Hector, that strongest, who is set to be a warning and a terror toward the sea, is glad at heart on this day's dawn for love, to whom with music through the temples move feet of a maiden circled, she, whose name being called of men Andromache, gleams like white Pergamos all peers' names above. Troy, many palaced, single lorded Troy, virgin like Pallas' spear to Pallas' grip, like Aphrodite land poised from the tide, joyous and crowned city this new joy by Hector's hand crowns and by Priam's lip salutes, and as in a bridal hails the bride. 2. Helen. Not thee alone, Helen, did thy new lord through that long night in thy Greek palace woo, but his own native city's false hands drew in thine from law, broke in thy troth her word. Wherefore she knows thee now and does accord to thee full honour, swears herself anew thine and thy leman's lover, brings thereto skill of war chariot, cunning of the sword. Ascend upon the walls, Helen, and look, companioned by the young Andromache, thither where, far beyond Scamander's brook, the lawless, lustful, fierce barbarians dwell. Turn thyself then, gaze northward. Canst thou tell How far off is that line of shore, that sea? 3. Hecuba. Didst thou grow old, Troy, as thy queen grew old? Honoured in sons, rich in king's amity, lady of households, till there came to thee Argos and Ithaca with commandment cold? Whose faces ever now thy dreams behold, storm through thy walls with shouts to victory, whom each new morn dreads lest that morn should see such end as thy mad daughter hath foretold. Shall Helen comfort thee at all, O Queen? Or shall her beauty willingly be seen, for whose old lord's sake each new fight is won? Or her voice break the echo heard in thee of Priam's feet before thy gate when he bore Hector home in guard of Thetis' son? 4. Cassandra. Queen Hecuba is dead, and no more known. The slave Andromache by Pyrrhus' chair waits. Only now still by a royal stair the feet of Helen mount her royal throne, whose eyes, whose mouth have mocked thy sight, thy moan. How oft, Cassandra, since in thy despair were none sure-hearted through Troy's bounds to share, save some few old men, blind, morose, alone? O Troy, whose name was once Andromache, Helen, while wantonly thou didst rejoice, Hecuba, ere thou yet had ceased to reign, what shall thou be more than a cry of pain hereafter through the nations, than the voice of a prophetess in her adversity? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. At Dawn by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. It is fallen, it is fallen. Militant hell all the heights of heaven ramparted hath ta'en. The ruin of them goes up in fire. Rejoice, O Lucifer, be jubilant, Lord of the pit, ye have what ye desire. Your storm hath rent the new Jerusalem, as a man's fingers tear his garment's hem. And whither is the maker of it fled? It is fallen, it is fallen. Michael's sword is broken, and Ethereal's spear. Alone in that dire rout the high prince Azrael scarce holds the river of life, and by its ford stays the victorious pursuit of hell. The meadows of the Lamb are no more sweet to pasture, they are pressed with burning feet, and by hot winds the crystal sea is blown. It is fallen, it is fallen. All the stars whisper to one another, and the night escapes in terror from this fearful east. Moon upon moon makes sure each gate with bars, sun upon sun. Creation from its least world to its mightiest darkens all its towers, and leaves its walls unkempt of any powers, lest one last fugitive should come in sight. It is fallen, it is fallen. If he speed to find some refuge through his universe, what place shall open to him? Shall the day, shall darkness to his urgency give heed? Or time and space have rest for his array? Lo, whatsoever sphere shall dare protect or shelter that long flight, let it expect the noise of his pursuer and the curse. It is fallen, yea, but earth, what wind now shakes thee? To make whom secure dost thou, laborious, build thy cloud on high? Call out thy succours, call on pain and mirth, winter and spring thou shalt not him deny. The city of God is fallen, but in thee, O blessed earth, gathers his potency. Thou art his hiding place, thou shalt endure. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ballade of Building by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. Azevedo, who built to the praise of her whose glory is most plain. Lachlan, who founded Winchester to all men's after gain. Builders of Sarum, of Ramses' fane, princes and priests long gone, knew all that more than this was vain. One stone on another stone. Bishop or queen, each labourer builded in half disdain. What good, they said, though our word make stir trowel and hod and crane? For this at best shall the work remain, to teach one thing alone, the marvel and might that sets with strain one stone on another stone. It is told of the days when great deeds were, that there was a king in Spain planned a church for his sepulchre. Mid pomp of his whole domain, the second brick to the first was ta'en. Then he ceased, and from his throne cried, Lo, be this the word of a reign, one stone on another stone. L'Envoi. Prince, dig and build, and set in train works, that thy name be known, but only at ending of this be fain, one stone on another stone. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ballad of a Street Door by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. As I came up into town, wherein my father's house abide, I met a man in tattered gown, in ragged garment blowing wide, with terror fleet and open-eyed. Ho, whither now so fast, I pray? Fearfully he looked back and cried. I pulled the bell and ran away. Good sir, if thou hast renown among this people, be my guide. I from their welcome, not their frown, in shelter would obscurely hide. For when, being tired, a latch I tried, whence came a sound of revels gay, fear rose within me like a tide. I pulled the bell and ran away. A voice called, Bring the festal crown, and running footsteps gateward hied. Wherethrough I heard, as they came down, great names that challenged and replied, and torchlight through the chinks I spied. My soul became a wild dismay, and as the doors began to slide, I pulled the bell and ran away. L'Envoi. Prince, was it you and I whose pride so turned, so fled upon our day? Was it our voices then which sighed? I pulled the bell and ran away. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ballade of Numbers by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. Before the dawn of the first of days, ere yet in the heaven the sun grew bright over this earth and its devious ways, and around us the planetary might swung to the order of its flight, Ere the earth was made, or the world's begun, the finger of God began to write. 3 times 7 are 21. High are the poets, and high their praise. In the darkness of ages they hold the light. In fear and honor and deep amaze, they keep the treasures of life aright. The makers of song in all men's sight weave music, but soon their web is spun, if they know not of this thing the depth and height. 3 times 7 are 21. Kings whom a trembling world obeys, heroes in ancient armor dight, all these shall pass with their great arrays, lords of council and lords of fight, Roman and Greek and Ishmaelite. Yet this shall remain when all is done, for to this the maker of things is plight. 3 times 7 are 21. L'envoi. Prince, on our road comes down the night. Long is the race, and hardly run. Still hold we sure in the world's despite. 3 times 7 are 21. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Clerk by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. The clerk sat on a stool and added up a column, looking a very fool. Staid he was and solemn. He said, 19 and 1 mark not and carry 2. And that was all that he had done, and all that he could do. The clerk sat on his stool, and another line began. The heroes called him fool, but God had called him man. He said, 2 5s are 10, and carry 1 along. The devil shuddered in his den, and heaven broke forth in song. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Richmond Park by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Lawley. 3 men came over Richmond Park in friendly, jocund mood. The wind blew dusk, the wind blew dark. Great trees about them stood. Those on the right were drowned in mist. To the left they grew a wood. There was a friend to right of me, there was a friend to left. My soul was where, or suddenly, it trod a dangerous cleft. My heart between 2 strange hearts beat, of livelihood bereft. I knew not either alien heart, nor either alien tone, nor what from ambush there would start. Softly they walked, unknown. I dropped to separating depths, and drifted there alone. But God drew back this soul of mine into its earthly ark. I saw the lights of Putney shine beneath us in the dark, and, God be thanked, I heard my friends talking in Richmond Park. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Inland Travel by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Lawley. When all our fellowship were young, we took a task in hand, and west away from London we sought the Holy Land, the High Land, the Deep Land, the land that none can see, the dolorous land of Logres, the coast of Christeny. Intelligence came round us in tavern, school, and Kirk, and west away through England we sought the holy work, the high work, the long work, the work that none can see, the work that first of a depths wrought and courted Christeny. The North Sea and the Channel bring mighty ships to wreck, but the West Seas beat for ever on the rock of Carbonek, the high rock, the lone rock, the rock that none can see, the rock that men call Sevis in tongues of Christeny. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Conformity by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Chocolate Yoddah. Maid's love that kinship holds in it, to all loves known of mortal wit. Beneath the aging stars, being a mother and a chief, an indefectible belief, blinded by joyous wars, hath, sealed in ease of comeliness, friendship than all things else no less. Thou knowest, ah bel ami, how dear beyond all amorous grace the ceremonial embrace, pledging that amity. Thou know'st, but oh thou know'st how still the burning master of our will a single thought transcends, illuminating with unity the million manifests of thee, beginnings, centers, ends. Alien perfections in thee find a secret reconciling mind, but oh how each hath kept distinguishable subtlety, and is in his own mystery himself the sole adept. What cutting hours are pledged, O song, of privy meditations long, to thy director's sway, nor her imperial head withdrew your right prerogatives from you, companions of my way. Affection unto each recurs, in regular obedience hers, the fertile words that heal, the sacred choriambics are, but yours the chief odes secular, the laws the commonweal. Yours by the thousand nights we knew, when the day's tedium broke with you, to explore and to dispute, when laughter deeper than delight shook with the wind of mental height, where very selves salute. O rooms and roads of gay contest, journey and argument and jest, from Kew to Harpenden, where, while the days made man of me, my love felt yours amazedly, men splendid among men. Yours by one admiration more than all such old fields reckoned o'er, of intellectual storm, one marvel that, while fears are rife, amid men's hearts your lives to life so mightily conform. Since first upon his mother's breast a single credo each professed, with no dissenting breath, till we to that convention come where all remonstrances are dumb, and men conform to death. You through insult, O dear and strong, of ghostly or material wrong, through bitterness that mocks, turn not, nor falter, nor recede from aught of sacrificial need, vitally orthodox. Spring and the poets and the hills, no joy but voice of yours fulfills, and makes more great in me, no pain but your obedience bore, no cowardice but fails before your holy mockery. If from one hesitating heart honor for that courageous part, for spur and semple lure, of deed or doctrine be of worth, you master craftsmen of the earth, be of that honor sure. Honor to all, but first to you, for danger's sake in love be, who with love and danger glow, where now the sword upon her loins, and England praised of Milton joins the France that learned Rousseau. Where now men see to her old wars, and breaking kings and dukes and czars, the revolution come, where they whose high plots bore her down, look and lament, deny or crown, the Belgian martyrdom. Of you in Surrey yet your blood, parted ever mood from mood, the tryst was kept with two. O that last way, as war shut down, from Dorking Pines to Guildford town, of night and dawn and you. For the blood's peril first be you, named by a mind which not else knew, degree that friendship wrongs, but binding loved name to loved name, gathers them all, with what of shame, in these remindful songs. What else to render back for all, you gave and give, while thoughts recall how each heart condescends. One moment let a weak tongue praise your lofty, your excelling ways, O kings of me, my friends. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Emigravit by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org. Mortal, of mortals hardly earth, knew love or laughter more of worth. Immortal, join the immortals, find laughter nor love thou leftest behind. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
May 20th, 1915, by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Kevin S. Beating heart and climbing brain, roaming foot and searching tongue, get no more of loss or gain, for the soul hath gone along. Now of all fine things on earth, tales and tastes and towns to see, less of wealth hath less of worth for our double poverty. In a beggared lane we go, palsied of the better hand. Purposes none else can show, our forever hidden land. Oh, the songs we shall not sing! Oh, the deeds we shall not do! Oh, the robbed hours that shall bring in your thoughts' place thought of you. Now the past is robbed also, you being gone from us and all. With the ghostly years shall grow fainter and phantasmical. And of us inconstant, you shall have like inconstant mind, and so many ventures new, slipping us you leave behind. With a town which you espied, where it yet on earth shall be, built about you on each side, the Republic's liberty. As you saw her rising far to the great design of man, as you heard her to her war, called by ban and arriere ban, as your pledges you redeemed, serious and gay unthrift, to the politic you schemed, all magnificent in gift. Only once, if aught awakes still in you of death or pain, for our loving's ancient sake, O remember me again. O courageous, new in power, heaven afar from earth and me, in my own departing hour, knit again our feteracy. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Hope by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by John Leloup. When we were lost in the night, down grass paths old, miserable, without light, hungry and cold, then your voice cried, "Hush!" through the dark. We saw no lantern nor heard any man near, but we stood still at the word with hope to hear, for your voice cried, "Hush!" through the dark. When Satan had hold on me to make an end, in heaven, in earth I could see sign of no friend, then your voice cried, "Hush!" through the dark. Does one draw near where I grope to put off death? I see him not, nor have hope, yet hold my breath, for your voice cried, "Hush!" through the dark. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Endings by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by Anthony Will. Knock, knock, and it shall open. Shall it open? For it seems that none at all hear our call. Knock, knock, and it shall open. Did ye try? It may be true. Ere ye knocked, ere against the door ye beat, with insistent hands and feet, if by chance it stood unlocked, if the catch were undone, the bolt unshot, oh, it may be. Linger not. Lift the latch. Hasten through. Seek, seek, and ye shall find. Shall we find, seeing we so long have sought, but for naught? Seek, seek, and ye shall find. Did ye look and search for truth, ere ye went, ere ye rode through countries far, underneath an Arctic star, through the town wherein ye spent every day? What if all these roads were vain, till we turn towards it again? So it may be in sooth. Ask, ask, and ye shall have. Shall we have? Often have we come with prayer, yet are bare. Ask, ask, and ye shall have, ere ye brought, with faces grave, as to kings high petitions fearfully. Did ye not go with your plea, where your Father works and sings, where ye live? Ask of him, O wise it were, heir of the king's minister. He can give. Ask and have. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Song by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by Azevedo. Scorn not, lovers, look your God, many a cold maid he to her bachelor hath showed, red with glee, though her accustomed brow were bleak. At a chance warm grew her cheek. Chance, be kind, teach all maids to know their mind. Luck, when kisses keep no worth, and a soon tired tryst makes as soon for love new worth. At a time and west. Pray we then that every sweet at a chance her lad shall meet. Chance, be kind, teach all maids to know their mind. And a poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Song of Opposites by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. Each separate thing, howe'er it be, by manifold devices known, hath in them all a unity, and is in all ways that alone. Perfect the bird in song or flight, perfect the flower in growth or smell. So in each separate mental sight, perfect my maid's completions dwell. In many opposites revealed, she wholly is herself in each, and does dividual vision yield, but my dividual sense to teach. So as young doves that try the air, although her glances timid be, the heavens themselves shall not outdare her delicate audacity. So will her mind, in fellowship of art, see, hear, rebuke, admire, whose heart, in touch of breast and lip, flames upward in love's flying fire. She who is glad at vanities, and laughs in temporal delights, hath wisdom yet in mysteries, which are the dreams of anchorites. So visible in many a turn, moves her essential unity, and sensitively so I learn to know the customary she. O moments that should make me wise, but oh the rarer times it be, when she withdraws from any guise to open singularity. When all her spirit is expressed in all her body's holy charms, and only she is manifest, ere yet she leans into my arms. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Song of Implications by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. Fire and blood, or blood and fire, shape the form of my desire. Yet of this fair natural, what the pure original? Clouds the vein impulsed skin, or arterial light within? Or hath here essential blood, or corporeal flame endued? In her speech or silence dwells, all creation hides or tells. Close her hushed lips behind its communicable mind, while her vainest riot is interfused with stillnesses. Pause in her, or utterance, weds the opposed circumstance. Of her body or her ghost, who knows which is native most? My soul to her lordly face, Fac vis Salvuni ever praise. Yet by most of earth delights in her soul's more dainty flights, which for where did thither dawn to bring down salvation? Thus though I for joy perplex still our riddling intellects, yet to find or follow these alternate intelligences, thought between our lips is dull, which when dumb are worshipful. When dear disputations o'er, kissing dumb, sweet paramour. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Marriage by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by David Lawrence. O think not, sweet, to what wild end thy love soe'er is bent, thou canst that breast of sighs commend to more relinquishment. To fuller license canst commit than knowest thou this long while, since once the yielding heart of it was flagrant in a smile. Since once, when truest modesty itself no more mistook, thy spirit's passion, shaken free, so triumphed in one look, that never can surrender new more openness imply, and all thou canst for ever do shall that but ratify. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Sonnets by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org. 1. As once the sea, from dyke walls loosed in flood, drowned or drove wide the standards of Castile, so fails my thought before this angry blood. Thy beauties wilder, who taughtest it to feel the joyous beacons burning from thy heart, shook the calm skyed region of my mind. But oh, what magic spiritual art these nerves and sinews to thy rule assigned! Is now my body held for mine no more? Or rather doth a more profounder eye, which that first I willed never to explore, through flesh and blood go trembling visibly? O rain, these else dry channels thou settest free, and gleamest, O sun, on the forth rushing me. 2. I fair, O dreadful nearness, O twin sounds that soul in such proximity assume, their pomp of personage, and do the bounds of else but legend citadels illume. No song in any language save its own hath its own sweetness, nor except in thee is even my name to its right honour known, and what meaning hast thou but by me? Now silent and amazed rests my mind, for where I sought an inn of rhyme, a small, rude house of speech to rest at, lo, I find the spires and temples of the capital. This music dumbs its sequence, thou and I. More words serve nothing but to signify. 3. Ask me again if truth be in my verse, which now to prove will I not imprecate on any falsehood of religious curse, or hold upon its theme precise debate. But if I call the spirit of it forth, and do of life dissoul its mimic sphere, compelling from bright south or threat dark north, the word which bore and breathes in all words here, then thine own simulacrum mayst thou see, whose equal truth let thy true conscience gauge, and judge thyself thereby. This mystery only the dogmata of thee doth stage. Part of my song thou dost already prove, and shall the rest as thou shalt truly love. 4. No fairy balm of love on eyelids laid, but howsoe'er it shows the immortal thee, leaves visible an all too mortal maid, apparent in her fault and frailty. I know her casual, wilful, insolent, with little sloths round high intention curled, half sullen in a half abandonment, part scornful, part obsequious to the world. That same intolerant disquiet unused to the new liberty of our large love, its law with license or with greed confused, and meant its faith by jealousy to prove. Sweet pardon, love were yet too blind and dull, unless it knew the truth and looked in full. 5. What other heart attempted, ere I dared, the essay of thy magnanimity? Oh, marvel not if them were favours spared from that too much divided self of thee. For then, like green slips, all thy fresh desires, pierced forth to winter, urged by heartfelt spring, then lonelily o'er many mystic shires, seeking its nest, thy spirit toiled a wing. Then soul and body were with longing stirred, which now like miracles are brought to pass. Thou art come home, the new spring's bird drops to its shelter in the new spring's grass. Conscience of heart, conscience of soul made one, and all thyself born into unison. 6. How many a woman is by process ta'en of her rich land some robber prince of men, raids first the marches, then the sensuous plain, seizes, then towers of dream, the throne's self then. But thou, O islanded from such defeat, O thou Atlantis, whence all pirates fail, at once my ragged and disfurnished fleet lets all thy crimson navies forth to hail. Nay, now too humbly thy advance I wrong, thou hadst not why to aspire or condescend, nor war nor flight provoked thy love along. Equal we wield unto an equal end. Whiles are for others we as best behoved, solely and simply each loved and were loved. 7. When absence, as beneath the moon a cloud, love o'er all reach of circumstance distills, devotion's convent walls to thee seem vowed, and steep toward thee the pass of labour's hills. Upon all friendship thou who art no friend, or art by but an accident of grace, dost indirectly thy great worth expend, and holds the least acquaintancy in place. All friendliness hath reason for its cause, as born of honour, custom, or delight. But thou, unreasonably the fount of laws, to thine own harm dost lesser love incite. Such strength springs in them from thy love, O rare, that with thyself they vie and would compare. 8. With the divine Tertullian let's believe that faith to things impossible is due, that other maids fair other loves receive, and other lovers have their ladies too. This sworn for doctrine none, I vow, we meet, are but in love, or shall be, or have been. With what an air the meanest fellows greet! How reticently runs the maddest queen! How high, how bright all strangers' faces seem, as bound from bridal in a single kiss. Civic equality hath all his theme, and civic revolution springs from this. Civic revolt till all, from whatso dens, for that love's sake are held free citizens. 9. The lilies of thy marching oriflamme lead on the leopards of my heart's crusade. Against the walls of Mahmud or the Cham, following thy vibrant voice of escalade. Too long the world, proud infidel, hath kept love's place of kisses unto man's much loss. Too long religion dreamed while lovers slept. Now peers at arms, all they assume the cross. Now in that Zion the crescent, whose thin light is borrowed from our own song, sword and sun, before our storm of beauty falls to flight, from sacramental joys world's pleasures run. Love's central height, and all his ways therefrom, once more are fallen to Christendom. 10. I follow down the ways of sense, channels rock-roofed that find the mid o' the world, or icy peaks of heavenly virtue whence the whole creation's avalanche was hurled. Thou all the journey's end, in crowds I mix, amid the jostling pieties of mankind. Lo, this new doctrine of the crucifix lies hid in thee, and in thee it I find. I see from heaven the great republic glide, and here on earth her raid against the thrones. Thy glancing eyes lovers from foes divide, her form in thee my sight, my hearing owns. So much thou of all beauty art the sum, all loves to thee must for their pattern come. 11. When the first eagles of thy empire shone about the tribal priesthood of my mind, by them came law, no new religion. Thine image ruled, but thou remainedst behind, till from the sunrise a great eagle came out of the east, O love, the shouting east, flying on mighty pinion all aflame, with words of that celestial Syrian priest. Mid thunder, wars, and tossing towers it ranged, clouding the dawn with wings, yet dropping fire, o'er my revolting Europe, which it changed to Christianity, a land of song and lyre. So lightened o'er my path thy face and form, a law, a creed, a rapture, and a storm. 12. I saw a mighty spirit, high in worth, O dazzling light, O splendour, who art thou? Two lovers were we while we dwelled on earth, and endlessly two lovers rise we now. Translucent glows my body to her soul, like fragrance in his soul my body dwells. O love, yet this division lasts my dole. O love, how reach we to love's wisdom else? Still serve ye love as once on earth ye would? Hark, hark, all lovers triumph in the Christ. In him exalt the wedded soul and blood, who, kindling love, hath still for love sufficed. And lo, himself, O love no more, turn, turn, ours not to gaze whereon the Christ's eyes burn. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
On Pilgrimage by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Joshua Yoder. Howe'er ye walk disguised who through this land, the sultanate of misbelievers move. For only the mad poet's Allah's hand hath smite, dare name the Nazarian love. At sunset, while even these Muslimah pray, draw o'er your brows your silence, go apart. O sojourners, love's pilgrims, stop and say the litanies and credos of your heart. There is one God, let faithful men receive his law. A voice peals the world's roofs above, but ye with crossed hands utter, I believe in love, ah me, in love, ah sweet, in love. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
In the Land of Juda by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by John Leloup. Where did you meet your love, young man? Where did you meet your love? I met my love in a noisy room with a carven roof above. What did you say to your love, young man, with all your mother wit? How hot it is, or how do you do? And there was an end of it. Who was beside you then, young man? Who was beside you then? Gaspar, Melchior, Balthazar, and a crowd of shepherd men. What did you say to them, young man, silently through the din? Princes, when ye come into her, I pray you, lead me in. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Gratia Plena by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org. When, an unwitting angel, I assumed the Ave, and again closed that whole past of prophecy which rules each love's collateral strain. What word but this hadst thou for me? Ecce ancilla Domini. Surely the earlier Gabriel heard but a provincial dialect. Then care not though in thee the word some common accent did affect. Religion knows thy cry and thee. Ecce ancilla Domini. Thy life that, taught beneath the law, hardly a newer sweetness lacked. Alert, the approaching heavens saw, and bound them to fulfill their pact. Breathless, thou sprangest to them and me. Ecce ancilla Domini. I lose the angel from my sense. What angel can with thee compare, since, for that swift heart's recompense, himself the God established there? Yet clasp and cling, O more than me. Ecce ancilla Domini. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Presentation by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. What thoughts, what meditations new, since first between our lips, my fair, an orison of kisses grew, and our clasped hands became a prayer, have we together or alone pondered, what contemplations known? What marvels in what mysteries, how soon with them began to blend reports, hints, glimpses, prophecies, and premonitions of an end, as if the doom that shall destroy was original in joy. Nor less the Simeon of our creed, with harsh voice threats the thing we know, yea, visibly did love once bleed, a sword shall pierce your hearts also. Think ye that love shall faint to death, and your love still draw lively breath? What tragic moment in this time, in some futurity's new birth, shall force us up that hill to climb, shall cloud our sun and shake our earth? By what desire shall love be priced, or in what anger sacrificed? What lawfulness or lack of law, betrayal, and apostle fell, us to that death shall drive or draw? Messiah, shall thy cunning sell? Or shall, O dread of dreads, by me, love come unto his end in thee? Perchance he, in this pain of thought, this bitter but accepted fear, enough of crucifixion wrought, and works his resurrection. Dear, live long be our entreaty this, to feel the sword in every kiss. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Orthodoxy. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Lawley. Orthodoxy. Now to thy heart thy hand hath caught the fingers of mine own. thy body's secret doctrines now are felt and proved and known. More wisdom on thy breast I learn than else upon my knees. O hark, thine honour, orthodox, destroyer of heresies. Too reckless promulgation thy virgin face denies, yet my chasmic self-feared fails before thine ardent eyes. Thine arms are fast about my neck, embracing pieties. O hark, thine honour, orthodox, destroyer of heresies. In thee hath logic brought to end her teaching rational. Heights of unreasonable faith tower up to thee nor fall. Thy person puts to utter trial creeds and theologies. O hark, thine honour, orthodox, destroyer of heresies. By storm the heavens are taken, thou by triumphal storm, yet only love's last potence wins thy half relinquished form. All dispositions else go down, or shifting anarchies, thou tramplest under, orthodox, destroyer of heresies. O new conceived, doubly born, immaculate in love as she, that first of Christendoms deigns later dogmas prove, so by the kisses of thy mouth new laws and sanctities teach. Hark, thine honour, orthodox, destroyer of heresies. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ecclesia Docens by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Lawley. For signs whereby the humblest the certain church may tell, the learned doctors teach us, God send we learn them well. One in her thousand aspects, and holy as her birth, throughout all nations Catholic, of apostolic worth, and lo, in thee, O dear and fair, I end awhile my search, believing in the Catholic and Apostolic Church. Thy turmoil and forbearing, thy strong inviolacy, thy sorrow, mirth, submission, grow all to unity through all thy thousand virtues. That spirit which hath run is manifested mightily within my arms for one. And lo, in thee, O soul and fair, awhile I ended my search, believing in the Catholic and Apostolic Church. Thou lendest the whole creation an awful holiness, till all things with new wonders do my affections bless. Effectual consecrations in rumours of thee fly, who sanctified to glory goest forth to sanctify. And though in thee, O pure and fair, awhile I end my search, believing in the Catholic and Apostolic Church, yet movest thou in no faction, no word sectarian haste, O type of all men's future, and their accorded past. For still I follow learning thy individual use, quod semper, quod abic, et quod ab omnibus. And though in thee, O general fair, awhile I end my search, believing in the Catholic and Apostolic Church, the high apostles warfare against the princely north. Thy sudden motion urges, thy temples' gleam shows forth their sacred dogma's color, their sacerdotal eyes, traditional, pontifical, thy hands, as theirs, are wise. And though in thee, O priestly fair, awhile I end my search, believing in the Catholic and Apostolic Church, in thee, revealed fair, I end awhile my search, thee, the one, holy, Catholic, and Apostolic Church. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Commentaries by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org. 1. Fundamenta eos in montibus sanctis. Psalm 87. Lo, her foundations are within the midmost of the holy hills. Hark, the appointed psalms begin, and oh how each my being fills. Deep in the spiritual mount have her foundations digged been, her body in a shining fount uprises from those pits unseen. How more than Jacob's dwellings doth our Lord the gates of Zion love, the place of parley and of oath, in her the eyes and works thereof. O thou God's city, what rare things are spoken of thee through the lands, what poet excellently sings, but still the gestures of her hands. He to my mind tells famously, and how God's motions in them throng. Know thyself, O beloved, and be impassioned with so much of song. I with my fellows think upon the harlot and the world dweller, Rehab and eke on Babylon, for these are called the kin of her. Though she so high and they so low, to gain her soul they do conspire. Lo ye the Philistines also, the Morians and they of Tyre. The Gentiles who know rage and scorn, and walk their undelighted mart, it shall be told he there was born, in the mid-Zion of her heart. Girt by temptations that assail, the Lord shall stablish her therefore. For any peace she shall not fail, nor shall be snapped in any war. When he the people writeth down, this shall assuredly be writ, that he was born within this town. O Zion, be thou glad of it. Be glad that love in thee sprang forth. How should he guard thy temper since, but mortally in the poor worth of Israel, an elected prince? The singers shall our Lord rehearse, the trumpeters and harpers, oh, if the least son of English verse might in that great assembly go. All springs and songs of whatso birth, struck out with blows or rushingly, leaping from this love-seasoned earth, all my fresh springs shall be in thee. 2. Ego mater pulchre delectionis et timoris et agnitionis et sancte spei. Ecclesiasticus 24:18. If some agnostic mouth deride these songs of private Christendom, whether declared be or denied, that public they have being from, look thou again for cure thereof, my heart but up into thy scope, who art the mother of fair love, knowledge and fear and holy hope. Who could thy twinness then deny, with her the sister yet the soul? The creed that proves thee true thereby, thou show'st a microcosmic whole, to like but less conclusion brought, in thee, O less but like adored, behold, the songs of prophets taught, define the mother of the Lord. Of all her women blessed among, from whom the fairest love was born, each lyric definition sung, also thy commerce doth adorn. Those titles of her Son approve, are they wherewith our minds may cope, also in us not sprung fair love, knowledge and fear and holy hope. The ritual of 2000 years in thee to sudden truth hath moved, none to himself due witness bears, soul by thy word the word is proved, who now a vaster faith may win, pledged by thy testimonies warm, a vaster medium, but therein no less identity of form. The titles of her Son and her, from whom the fairest love was born, with a like truth but lightlier, now by thy love and thee are worn, in this our Christendom whereof, content thou still the thoughts that grope, being the mother of fair love, knowledge and fear and holy hope. 3. Divites dimissit inanes. Luke 1:53. Who is this coming, turned from the door, from the high feast, love's feast, feast of the poor? It is the proud man who cannot buy of the new food, love's food, sweet is it aye. Strong loves had gathered, rich loves had hold of the soul's wealth, love's wealth, much skyey gold. Oft had they eaten, mistress and lord, of the white bread, love's bread, at heaven's board. Rough went poor spirits in lane or mart, for the good wine, love's wine, lean at the heart. Look how they laboured, harlot and saint, by a long fast, love's fast, sickened and faint. But o' thy singing, bound all at last to a strong doom, love's doom, must I now fast? When loves who danced go, proud loves and gay, from a glad hour, love's hour, empty away? Poor men who trudged it, ravenous, mired, at a full board, love's board, sit gay attired. O then be wise, sweet, now let's go Behr, at the poor's feast, love's feast, to have place there. 4. Sir, we would see Jesus. John 12:21. We would see love. Sweet, have we not desired sought, hungered, thirsted, agonized, aspired, met, clasped, refused, and evermore required this answer at the end, we would see love. We would see love. Must his companions be the chiefest sharers of felicity? Some follower hold our life in custody, some appetite or law. We would see love. We would see love, touch and the things of sense, our spirit's pupillage, our mind's suspense of expectation. What conjures him thence, who is so far within? We would see love. We would see love, his face if none draw nigh, except their whole lives shatter up thereby. Agree, sweet, let us look on God and die, feel him one shock and end. We would see love. 5. Perfect God and perfect man, of a reasonable soul and human flesh subsisting. Creed of Saint Athanasius. Oh, what religion could I have but this that honours truly a poor dishonourable slave, by it exalted newly? How to us sourly oft misseemed, through anger or derision, these princely bodies now redeemed by loving arts of vision. Mental obedience did avouch the spiritual paean, who guessed divinity could couch in this supposed Ogean. Chaos is brought into accord, now hushed in rosy laughter, we worship through a single Lord, in double mode hereafter. Hands bound but to a simple pledge discover new vocation. Instincts, our body's depths that dredge, grow teachers of salvation. Oh, who can doubt the perfect whole in his eternal trysting? Love of the reasonable soul and human flesh subsisting. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Michaelmas by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. Adam and Eve came running from Eden heavy and sad. Michael lightened behind them with spears a myriad. Oh, love that is broken, broken, sweet were we running there? Lift from us wings of Michael, O sword of Michael, spare. Mary lay in her chamber, John the Apostle by. Michael lightened before her, behold, thine hour is nigh. O love exalted, exalted, sweet did we nurse the Lord? Gather us, wings of Michael, circle us, Michael's sword. There was that war in heaven, whereto the worlds were caught. Michael fought and his angels, also the devil fought. O love that is warring, warring, us too shall that war rend. Beat for us, wings of Michael, sword of Michael, defend. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Black Letter Days by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Lawley. Thou knowest, and I, what gospel times must be, with a celestial festivity, by our converted souls, kept annually. How now a Christmas, now an Easter is, memorially marked to hold love's bliss, though all our days are hollows, and all his, yea, and those others, as the Epiphany, Apostles' days, or what to her and thee for honour are prescribed, canonically. Such we do often reckon up and know, but other hours of less observance, oh, how often these unwisely we let go, such happy dawnings as, with cause and now, we might to one or to another vow, of those great lights that shine upon love's brow. Confessors, martyrs, doctors, abbesses, saints, ah, let's honour, in the name of these august intentions, sacred memories, find difficulties, new communions, all that, love a little being put back, we call his aids, his friends, ambassadorial, as to count up some few and seal them ours. Lo, the land's patron, coming with his powers of daffodils and all the early flowers, makes England loves, and our love England's, swears his happy lovers to a life of cares, that all loves else should freely move as theirs. Lo, that glad day, when under a spring sun, God's loveliest names of love and Christ are one, and the young church's new tradition does to the ear of all sweet loves incline, with marvellous prophecy, how priests resign their office to thy sole hands, Valentine. But what of penance shall thy day inflict, O love's contemplative, in order strict, of rule and meditation, Benedict, whose name is, for all hours of solitude, love's fasting days and vigils, in dark-hued raiment of sorrows, woven by grace endued, nor lacks their high Augustine with those three, his equals, Jerome, Ambrose, Gregory, saints learned masters in theology, love's divine science and the font of song, to whom the angelic doctor does belong. Dante and names than his alone less strong, for with love's law what but love's song entwines, rhyme falls not below learning, nor less shines Celia's festival than Catherine's, or who to men, in scripture or in speech, reveal this word of love, translate or teach, still pointing marvels past our present reach. But oh, to sing what hot desires have been, to bright zeal at love's feet converted clean, as on thy feast day, glorious Magdalene. Yea, all that racked us, since in one consent our young virginities together went, with Agnes, maid and saint, toward love's self-bent, adventuring all we doubted on a day he should on us, as once on Alban lay, who should our self-ears mystically slay, which, if it chance, before our deaths, or then, he from our earth's tombs, or some worser den, pluck us to walk, admit his gallant men, is bought sweet, but to pass by only thee. Wherefore let thine own dawn star beauteously rise again on a new nativity. Love's mother for us, and God's mother for all, holding in common their birth festival. Nor from this choir let love's just name day fall, crowned with that subtle and triumphant word, pagans and paynims maidly have heard, which many songs and loves forget or erred. But now return, rejoicing whence they trod, the name of Jesus, Lord Love, Lord God. From each year's birth to each year's period, lift the song like wings through these summer airs, till our souls join that flight, but song now shares, whose prayer with them invokes for us their prayers. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Churches by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Agnes Robert Behr. Wherefore, Madonna, should we choose these excellent rare hours to lose from play of the delighted sense, or high enamoured conference, with formal worship to agree, and rites of placid piety? Churches indeed may serve for whom no God directly doth assume, but we, true Israelites, have found worship in our own holy ground, where through a grace of doctrine flows, more broad than any priesthood knows, high as the heaven of our desire, beyond all teachings we aspire. Must we remit that wide command, deep as ourselves, the while thy hand, divine explorer into love, is closeted in a neat glove, while broideries and ribbons screen beauties more duly felt than seen, and give ourselves to prayer. Our tones thank love instead of bread for stones, being lost in pomp liturgical, and oh, at what rare interval do our too long beclouded eyes rain forth their shining sympathies? Yet we not foolishly expend these hours, nor to an alien end, than our linked fingers teach direct our spiritual intellect, which though peculiarly its prize, its own instruction still decries, all the assemblage here to be a Christian confraternity, for knowledge that within our eyes the manifested God descries, teaches that wonder but to be a quintessential unity, with all the loves of all men's hearts. Behold their dreams, their works, their arts, where with their visages aglow their diverse revelations show, till faces seem but veils wherethrough love's light hath room to break anew from the world behind the worlds, and be infinite visibility. How many a love, how many a boon, one on a hilltop in the noon, feels him in sunlight. Some belong to metaphysic or to song, meeting through rhyme or argument that world-encompassing advent, and feel the intellectual sun. One hath a noble friendship, one by knife and weight pursues the flight of the escaping infinite. All turn from love's epiphany, come to the common liturgy, saluting here with hymns and prayers the ancient of our days and theirs. So to the world our thoughts we bend, which here between ourselves attend, a deeper meaning while abate those testimonies passionate, that in the motion of our blood love's comprehension oft withstood, and made us foolishly too scant our duties, now his covenant, largely with us again renewed, teaches our pulses thoughts subdued, throughout this solemn interlude, after what pilgrimage, how far the endings of his courses are, what end that is, and what the way, what evils upon wanderers prey, what love indeed doth us inspire, what doth our shrinking bodies fire, till half a sacrifice and half a triumph, all a sobbing laugh, teaches how sacrifice may be its own exceeding ecstasy, how shall achieve the final deed, to Christ by this accepted creed, to God by faith, to love by sense, of all our past experience, by our souls piercing more and more meanings they were created for, since first in proud equality, from treaties and from conquest free. Distinct in all this earth of men, they grew into each other's ken, who now, disguised in outward calm, mount with the mounting of the psalm. Love drew us from the miry clay, setting our feet upon the way. Within his law is my delight, within his testimonies bright. As a lamp to my feet, behold, a virgin clad about with gold, and raimented in needlework. What marvels in each sentence lurk, what lights from every verse are shook. Lo, Zion, sweet, upon her look, the great king's towers. Better it were to be therein a doorkeeper than else in Meshech. O, too high, too much of promise we decry. Thou art but thou, and I but I. But if our thought too easily slip from that dear duplicity of love and love one happiness, a poor content to possess, if thy tired aspirations stoop, lowness by lowness, loop by loop, or if my contemplations fail, and flutter round a fingernail, or lighter and more formless float within the laces at thy throat, care not, my sweet, how often were, through our encampments earthlier, our kisses and caresses known, love's raids and large invasion. Upon how many an eve hath he confounded our conspiracy with the vast counsels of his joy, what souls or bodies' bounds destroy, that never temporal circumstance should limit his divine advance. Then though he be a jealous lord, shall he begrudge us, O adored, these moments from his altar dropped, or courses of devotion stopped, who with the mist did oft confuse our sense and brought it to amuse, or clouding our soul's vision hath lured them into a temporal path, who to a single end doth move, convicting so thy heart of love my heart, which still must doubt, sweetly perplexed, in church or out, whether its assignation be in thee with him, in him with thee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Christian Year by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. 1. This is the hour foreseen of old, that first in dreams the angelic virtue told to the Bethesda of our blood which slept. Now the moon's wear and promises are kept. Now strangers' friendship, having run about the cunning nerves and soul, is all worked out. Love merely is in either, whom between no whit unreal because all unseen stirs the new born, the child brought forth within this silver lantern shelter of our skin, where whispers rustle like heaped straw. Our hands, serving that innocence for swaddling bands, clasp the invisible Emmanuel thus: Lo, the Lord's glory is come in to us. Faint'st thou? Look up, sweet. Can the mother of love shrink, be perplexed or afraid thereof? Or doubt'st thou if thine honor still shall last with me, the birth being done and overpast? Nay, if I wondered at the first dim sign, I grow all wonder since thou goest all mine. If first I mused on that which was conceived, I quite adore, since quite I have believed. But now, awhile soul's rhapsody put by, and let our thoughts resume their dignity. Some deputized pomp let them put on. Look, sweet, there shall be visitors anon. 2. For now the silly senses, one by one, do hither from their nightly business run. Each crowding churl to view the marvel joins. The feet adore, then hands, arms, lips, heart, loins. Departing whence they back to work repair, to find this advent newly active there. To learn what worthy company they keep, their brutish instincts view as heavenly sheep. As things celestial their wide rooting swine, and tend the copulation of their kind. Hark, hark, what questions now in alien tongue rumor more conscious servitors along. The Gentiles, sweet, becked by thy forehead's star, which charmed their royal Magians from afar to this epiphany. Now at the gate, while the alert intelligences wait, within the elect imaginations kneel. Lo, the gold circlet of the commonweal, for here must politic his pattern feel. Here prostrate falls with incense for his part the half-divine Melchizedek of art. Here brings, but say, religion, hath thy chest no jewel, nor even simple gold posset? Hast thou no gladness in thy mysteries, no odor of admired promises? Or of what doom then art thou minister, that thou for gift shouldst proffer dreadful myrrh? That thou, where for a while the world's aches cease, shouldst bring no pleasure, and shouldst cry no peace? 3. Up, up, he prophesied a thing too true. Up, sweet, and quickly after them pursue. Care not for martyrdoms thou leav'st behind. Take sager refuge in the Egyptian mind, whose Pharaoh, though his ritual kneel to powers, fame, science, wealth, alien to birth of ours, may keep the child safe against bloody storm. High reason in his holy place of form decrees security from raging bands. The Herod of this world's Judea commands. Who the great Lord of change our central coast still ravages with armed and impious host. How many of virtue and delight must die? How many of faith and generosity? How many a sweetness will his rage condemn, if he by chance may slaughter love with them? We, while such innocence his lusts destroy, certain of our intent, adore the boy. 4. But now returned, Jew, not Egyptian, he seeks retirement where to grow a man. Behold thy body's Galilee, thine eyes a Nazareth none after may despise. And there he dwells, upon those temples plays, or rests from racing in thy fingers' maze. Between those breasts, and still in clasp or kiss, grows to the after manhood which is his. Whence comes it that some later shall declare they saw the parentage whereto he's heir, saying, his mother, this fair face, we knew, his brethren, work, sleep, drink, and others too. Or else, can souls good out of body come? But how should all such simpletons be dumb, if they might guess his Bethlehem of birth, or feel the heavens wherein he dawned on earth? But now the world is ware of him. He goes, conforming soberly to all due shows, mid strangers, nor does any more affect only the obscure hearts of his elect. Public profession, vows, the ring, we twain a single household, so he lives again, his first presenting and his temple stay, the 3 years following his baptismal day. But now more closely, since he earlier trod, uttered, was handled the explicit God. In lanes or chambers is his gospel shown, the propagations left unto his own. Assume the message and the creed claim, the land's salvation hidden in the name, which for his pilgrimage in time now hath our bodies hallowed region for his path, we his Capernaum, his Bethany. But we too his mount, his Calvary. 5. Oh, did we think them done, or quite forget the Myrrh King's gift, religious Simeon's threat, who cried, did love of old to slaughter go? A sword shall pierce through your own hearts also. Immortal pains and more than mortal loss, shaped in thy body's fashion of a cross, leaves me in vain to seek some ancient grace within the changed purulus of thy face. Still from our lips ascends the questioning cry, and still the voices of the faith reply. Did all those innocents die then in vain? Not for their deaths did love on earth remain. Surely his death had end when once he died. Always in all men is he crucified. Of old he rose, shall he not rise in us? Even ease affliction by believing thus. Loquacious, violent, unstable, proud, who thus about the awful passion crowd, who but our own accustomed selves avowed. The light our faces flung hath strangely failed, and once the sun within the heaven was veiled, shrinking, and a strong shudder taketh me. An earthquake shook the hillock and the tree. Estranged grow our hearts, cold, cold our will. Arimathean Joseph felt that chill. 6. Bring us, O John, his lover, home at last. Time yet must be, and we fulfill our past. Us to thy guardianship he hath decreed. True friend, morality, grant thou at need roof of thy teaching, platter of thy meat, who wert with love of old time wont to eat. A heavy pathway we till death shall tread, mystic survivors of the mystic dead. 7. While it was dark we rose, we came, we saw, while the apostles of the moral law, while the disciples of the reason slept, our souls that had through their dark Sabbath wept came with the sorrowful spices of their calm, his dearest memory dearly to embalm. Yet ere they looked, they heard the marvel wrought, and scattered lie the unguents which they brought. All hail! Thereon he at Emmaus taught our plodding minds, and of a sudden, where the doubting senses gathered, he was there. What loveliness these knew of breast and brow is all transfigured and transcended now. Love's beauty sacred once they did profess, but oh, how beauteous is his blessedness! First eats he with them, later at their wish himself provides the fire and turns the fish. With mouths and hands yet smelling of that fare, how should they touch meat any other where? Too full an advent, love a while delay, or let some Thomas of my nature stay to feel salvation and thy deity. In vain, my Lord and God, cries he. 100, yea 500 thoughts and dreams at once behold the light that from him streams. Love in a single cloud of radiant dust, love from this earth's austerity or lust, love from the place of shades doleful and dim. Love is arisen, and we are risen with him. With him are risen who is by us adored, our child, our son, our destiny, our Lord. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ascension by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Belinda McReynolds. The tides of Christendom begin, the years of faith and hope. A cloud of days receives him in, as our Lord love goes up, still from disseminating hands, bestowing blessing on our lands. We shall not find him here again who felt his first surprise. No loneliness or thrill of pain shall draw him from his skies, nor shall a second wonder smite our eyelids with so much of light. A cloud of days receives him in, God unto God returns, to his profoundest origin love manifested yearns. But now he was, but now, my fair, flickered his presence in your hair. Oh, look, look, ere that presence dies, the Spirit's flame is here, descending in you mysteries, ere Christ can disappear, in whom all living must be shared, that great nativity declared. All things he shall in order due bring to remembrance he, infallibly shall hold us true and indefectibly. Incredible is this to prove? Ah, how incredible was love! A cloud of days receives him in, that Christ of yesterday, The years of faith and hope begin, while we must watch and pray. Our church her mission hath received, we know in whom we have believed. Counsel and law shall hold us fast, and ritual shall grow stale, yet sense of this assured past shall mightily prevail. For in your face the Holy Ghost kept how long since his Pentecost? When darkly burning in your cheek the rushing blood rode high, yet felt its soul and it too weak to bear the same God nigh, who on the apostles being come, enlarged them into Christendom. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Continuing Doctrine by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Kishan. You whose wit in mouth or line of cheek and temple may define an exact morality or world's theology passionately may divine. Hath your doctrine so profound root to thrive in bloody ground? May it in this waste of war speak and not be shamed therefore? For your teachings here abound. Who then but ourselves may know the beginning of this woe, sloth or wry activity to so swift catastrophe, gay intention bringing low? What more faulty-minding kings, or else high-state craftsmen brings nations to their ending thus, O fair lovers, than in us wrecks our best imaginings? Never malice to us clung, but through bloody heart or lung of our fellows now hath torn. Never apathy or scorn or hypocrisy of tongue. Once we took mistrust to fear, such love lacquers guilty were these great dukes and chancellors. If they seek, then from their wars place for penitence 'tis here. Here with us, whose wit and line of cheek or temple can divine a betrayed morality and a wrong theology, sorrowfully may define. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Mater Dei by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Thomas. Who hath heard my title? Who hath heard my name? While all love's recital, rumors but by fame, mine when young doves cooing through the land is heard, when by my renewing all the spring is stirred, follow lovers mortal to the heart of love, where through me the portal fleets the holy dove, where through me the eternal flashes into times, and the still supernal multitudinous chimes, love on journey faring through infinity, wrought me for this bearing, and the world's for me, none by my white sinless virgin arms enmesh, him the soul, the kinless, archetypal flesh. Lovers all behold him, to one ye move, in my arms I fold him, archetypal love, diverse love ways haunting, to one in ye throng, all your wills a chanting, all your blood a song. Have ye seen the vestal glory swift and clear, where upon the quest all hailed the huntress spear? Know your mouths the voicing first of love's delight, while the eyes rejoicing darken with the night. Light of Vestal's mast in my light arose, I the unsurpassed Dian of the snows. In my arms was nursed love's too mortal bliss, I the unprecursed eve of heavenly kiss. Lo, with me imploring, all your manhoods rise, lo on me adoring, flame the God-filled skies. Daring all the thunder, mighty unafraid, I unite and sunder, mother ye a maid. Follow mortal lovers, love through me the gate, each whose touch discovers her immaculate. Turn, behold, and grasp her, mighty, unafraid. See and spring and clasp her, the maternal maid. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Quicunque Vult by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Patrick Randall. He who certainly would be saved from foes that harass, sworn to the fraternity of the house of Sarus, let him follow, undefiled, Catholic and humble, in the deity the child, though his going stumble. Feel whatso creeds through him pass, in his heart this arrow. O beata Trinitas, O et verbum caro. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Assumption by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Bruce Kachuk. With arms all bare to household toil and a little child in hand, the Mother of God goes on, beside her Peter, beside her John, and chanting priest and singing bard, and Michael the warrior for her guard, she walks a fertile land. She treads the ways of Sarah's town, as Nazareth she trod. She knows to mend, she knows to cook, she knows on Lord Jesus' face to look. Before her feet the high kings ran. She, the maid, is the mother of man. She is the mother of God. Sorrow and labor and delight go surely up with her. Softly and gaily she goes on, as when she did her sandals don, as when she rinsed the cup and can for blessed Joseph, a laboring man, and God, a carpenter.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Christmas by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Agnes Robert Behr. Fire within and fire without, heart and hearth aflame, sing, good fellows round about, once the Christ child came. On a day to earth, since when, Mary, pray for us. All good homes of Christian men keep their Noel thus. Fast surrendered, feast begun, no good thing shall tire. Fire without and fire within, and the Christ afire. The child lies not alone. His voice, his eyes, his fingers, and his heart catch at his mother, lest she should depart. Who being gone, he should be hungry soon, and naked cold. Saved is he, yea, and shown, both held a secret and professed at large, in this committal for a most dear charge. To her, his throne, upon her breast he threatens and is bold. O infancy! To us himself hath he presented in no less protection of another's littleness. He safely thus dares, till time strengthen him and he grow old. Clings the Emmanuel still, unto some mortal office he is girt, with use of a familiar soul from hurt, and holy will, on human love the newborn love lays hold. Love hath his evangels, of how differing strain. Hark, the herald angels, and here we are again. One song without fail is sung before Christ's Mass, Adesti Fideles, as the priesthood passed. Fours on fours that follow, startle lane on lane. Hello, hello, here we are again. Sounds the salutation, mighty and occult, of our love's salvation. Quicunque Vult. and the loud army are the same dogmas plain. Here we are, here we are, here we are again, freshness winning through all evils that destroy, temporal renewal of eternal joy. Each in words allotted sings from street or pew, the eternally begotten shouts the ever new. Hark the noise uproarious, hark the church's strain, Emmanuel victorious is with us again. Ways are foul in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Who is this born anew? It is I that say to you, sell your garment for a sword, I, the Lord. Guns are loud in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Who is this is born anew? It is I that say to you, he dies by sword who draws a sword, I, the Lord. Flight and fear in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Who is this is born again? It is I whom ye have slain, and your hearts have put to sword, I, the Lord. Bursting shells in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Who is this is born today? It is I who will repay, I who bring about reward, I, the Lord. Bayonets in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Child, when have we wounded thee? Brotherhood and liberty, when ye slaying put the sword, me, their Lord. Children dead in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Child, is there no ruth in thee? I avenge me firely, I the hunger, I the sword, I, the Lord. Massacre in Bethlehem, sing Noel. Child, we thought thee sweet and dear. Fear ye this? How shall ye fear the Lamb's wrath, the final sword of the Lord? Mary, pray for Bethlehem, sing Noel. Thou whose heart is paradise, intercede not once nor twice with thy child, with thy adored, with the Lord. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Epiphany by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. 1. It was a king of Negro land, a king of Chinatown, and an old prince of Iran, who to the child kneeled down. It was a king of blackamoors, a king of men slant-eyed, a lord among sun worshippers, who at the newborn spied. It was a king with savage eyes, king with a queer pigtail, king with a high and sunlit brow, who bade the newborn hail. Back rode they to one country, one spiritual land, 3 kings of my soul's country, who touched the newborn's hand. 2. 3 kings rode into Bethlehem from Zion hastily. When Joseph opened door to them, they entered in all 3. The child upon Our Lady's lap, the kings bowed down before. To see this wonder, by good hap, the slaves thronged at the door. The first king fell upon his face. O child, a sign behold! The princes of the Gentile race offer a gift of gold. Our Lady shuddered in her place, for riches men are sold. I wot that when thou goest up unto thy throne of might, 'tis I shall bear the golden cup, and come into thy sight. Humbly the second king kneeled down. O child, thy dignity behold in frankincense foreshown. Take thou this gift from me. Our Lady covered with her gown her eyes from perjury. I wot that when with offering thou seest thy father's face, 'tis I that shall the censer swing in that most holy place. The third stood forth and bowed his head. I bring a gift of myrrh. Our Lady crossed herself for dread when he looked down on her. I bring a gift, O child, he said, meet for thy sepulchre. I wot that when thy lips are dumb, and men defile thy head, 'tis I shall wait thee till thou come to be among the dead. When thou art neither king nor priest, thou shalt be friend to me. When thou of all slain men art least, 'tis I shall neighbour be. But when thou sway'st thy golden rod, or drinkest the new wine, or goest in before thy God with minstrelsy divine, 'tis I of whom within thy breast the hidden pledge shall be. The prayer wherewith thou art possessed shall be a prayer for me. The child upon Our Lady's lap the kings bowed down before. To see this wonder, by good hap, the slaves thronged at the door. 3 kings rode out from Bethlehem to eastward hastily. Our Lady caught to save from them the child upon her knee. 3. King Herod was a wiser king than all the eastern lords. They brought incense, gold, and myrrh. He sent swords. They saw a new prophet born. Down their gifts they laid. In dream King Herod looked on man and was afraid. In dream saw God a carpenter marching with his guild, saw the mighty strikes begin, God's death he willed. Lest on the oppressor roll war through town and shire, not with noise or bloody ware, but with fuel of fire. Lest the Christ, the people's Son, without end increase, on his shoulder government, and his name peace. King Herod was a wiser king than all our English lords. They bring acts of parliament, but he sent swords. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Hot Cross Buns by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Belinda McReynolds. It was a modern baker who baked Good Friday buns. His mind all modern thoughts received. In evolution he believed, heredity, environment, and one far-off divine event, which though far off it seemed to shine, showed not particularly divine, in man, but not of flesh and blood, and in a cosmic brotherhood. He made his buns for great and small, setting the cross upon them all, and filled his poke with pence therefrom, but he had forgotten Christendom, which was his birthland once. It was a modern householder who ate Good Friday buns. He from his office stopped away, because it was bank holiday, but worked at home quite hard instead, wrote, smote, ate, drank, and went to bed, discoursing with his wife the while. He ate the buns with conscious smile, and saw the cross upon them set, while reading in the day's gazette, to draw his own beliefs therefrom. But he had forgotten Christendom, which was his birthland once. It was a modern doubter who broke Good Friday buns. He with unpriestly fingers there broke them between a jest and prayer, and felt within the rending crumb rumours of Tartarus o'ercome, torn desolations, broken sins, and the high world of origins, hints, prophecies, and ecstasy, half doubted of profanity, yet felt religion leap therefrom, for he remembered Christendom, which was his birthland once. For God looked out on Christendom before he made the suns, and down the ages saw it rise with its huge wars and devilries, yet a tradition still how he was lifted high and scoffingly, with nailed feet and nailed hands, to draw up to him all the lands. He saw men stamp upon their food, the gallows guilty of his blood, and so draw double life therefrom, when the Lord looked out to Christendom, and saw Good Friday buns. But when God breaks up Christendom, and judgment day is done, he shall break it down those cross lines twain, wherewith his Son the world hath seen, a most sure stamp, a most sure sign, at the heart of the world, a heart divine. And Christ us save, for his name's sake, on judgment day, when God shall break, and the end of things shall leap therefrom, the worlds and the world and Christendom, as I break this hot cross bun. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
At Easter by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. The kings and lords took up their swords and compassed me about. The slaves desired to see my woe. The freemen mocked my overthrow. The women cast me out. On me that hour the cross had power. I stretched my hands to death. Strong in his ancient pride he came, and in my arms he heard my name. Man's doom no more, he saith. For now I walk while many talk and babble of hard speech. At even on the bridge I built, whereon of late my blood was spilt, by all men and for each. Though creed on creed be raised at need, and shattered soon of right, yet still I teach by sure degrees the rulers of the Pharisees, who come to me by night. Though age on age the peoples rage, the kings of earth stand up, yet still within the upper room I bless, I break the bread of doom. I bless, I pass the cup. Though nations be at enmity, and battle do not cease, neighbor with neighbor be at feud, yet still I move in quietude, and where I go is peace. Though earth be still in depth of ill, and dream of me in scorn, for me there strive the faint, the dead, the marshals of my host are led by crying babes new born. As a clear star the ages are, the night is, and they pass. But till ye walk and listen here, ye are but shaken in their fear, as in the wind the grass. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Pentecost by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. 1. When the porter let me in, out there flew a dove. Down it vanished through your den, the name of it was love. Oh, so softly it would coo, so sweet it was to see. Oh, who hath found my dove? Oh, who will bring it back to me? Must I go to search again through the weary earth? It would be frighted at your pain, and startled at your mirth. It flies so quick, 'twould fly right through the gates of destiny. Oh, who hath found my dove? Oh, who will bring it back to me? It will come at your command, nor doubt nor flutter much. If you should take it in your hand, it will not fear your touch. But they who do it wrong shall rue their shameless cruelty. Oh, who hath found my dove? Oh, who will bring it back to me? My Father will come down to him and give him many things. The dove will overshadow him with beating of its wings. And I myself to him will sue for grace of amity. Oh, who hath found my dove? Oh, who will bring it back to me? 2. Why swells the tumult in the hall? Why wakes the town so late? The king's men watch upon the wall, the burghers keep the gate. The prince hath taken sword in hand to guard his crown this night. The meanest of the beggar band limps forth to help the fight. Rumor of that last breathless post runs through the markets wide. The riders of the Holy Ghost ravage the countryside. Their names had left our easy lips as in some idle tale, but now from all our blazing ships leap up the fires of Baal. So once the homes of Sodom woke to slaughter in the night, so on Gomorrah's altars broke the tempest of their might. Sound trumpets through the furthest host, no whit the storm abates. The riders of the Holy Ghost are shouting at the gates. The princeliest house of the town, whose very names are strong, lead forth the liegemen of the crown. And what shall do them wrong? The banner of the clouded stars upon our walls is set. The standard of the golden bars with all his peers is met. These that we fear and honor most can take no shame or loss. The banner of the Holy Ghost, a dove upon a cross. Must we, who overthrew the lands, made desolate the sea, against these roving robber bands battle so desperately? Kinsmen, we fight we know not what. Our hearts are sick with fear, and still the dawn upriseth not to show if help be near. Now breaks, now flies the gathered host, the royal standard falls. The riders of the Holy Ghost have stormed the outer walls. Now battle from each lane and street bursts on the shrieking town, and under its pursuing feet our lords are trodden down. Dead by his house the burgher falls, unsceptred lies the king. The riders fire the city halls, and as they slay they sing, O fallen is their pride, their boast, the city of their love. O brothers of the Holy Ghost, follow the flying dove. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Repose of Our Lady, Dirge, by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org, by Agnes Robert Behr. Come, squires, no more your lasses entertain, but hither, hither, join our mournful train. O measurably come, with footing sad, come musically, fluting a low strain. Whom bring ye here with candles, garlands, pall, and anthems, yet through a March funeral, notes of an irrepressible jubilee break forth, and feet to quicker dancing fall. Nay, what is here of gladness? This is one, without whose blessing streams no more shall run, nor wheat nor poppies flower. A few men, perchance, shall miserably outstarve the sun. The peasants and the priest afore go on, lovers, they chief who mourn dear hearts forgone, into bleak death, on each side bringing her to her repose, to her dormition. Company with old men and women, here, farm creatures follow, the wild fox, the deer, slip from the wood, the snake coils from the hedge, and flights of thronging birds darken the bier. All things are sorrowful, for all she loved, all that in earth or air or ocean moved, she from begetting to begetting blessed, and still in pairing time their loves approved. The shepherd saw her when he tuned his pipe, or plucked out for Neaira berries ripe, and swollen nuts, girls bearing in brown hands well buckets, past her, the great prototype. Old men remember her when they were young, and on a summer's bank with golden tongue wooed growing blushes to a tilted cheek, which also now is dust and quite o'ersung. But in that while ere youth was vanquished, happy who were beneath her favour wed, for ever was their table bountiful and prosperous, O prosperous their bed. To her more made than to Demeter's suit, in the ploughed field in busy corn struck root, by her with great fish seas grew populous, and little ponds with stickleback and newt, where lichens loved she, and the roughest scrubs, banyans and wood anemones, and shrubs of prickly thorn, Barn fowl and herd she blessed, with chick and calf, and the wild beast with cubs. Her left hand scattered snows, her right hand rains. When she had bound the earth in frosty panes, her low laugh loosened it to spring. Her aid was lent to heap the piled autumnal wains. She was of gods the mother, lips now dumb, kissed heroes in their childhood. There are some report that she was Lita, Rhea's some, who now by death her child is overcome. Old Saturn had her to his bride, they say, when the earth dancing through its primal May grew such a singing rapture, all who breathed must think that jubilee would last for aye. But she is dead, oh she is dead, yea now hath death's hand bruised the temples of her brow. Lament, squires and young lasses, that no year shall pass without lament's renewal vow. Did we not hear the oracles were fled, and all the antique gods were perished? But there, and our sister and mother now is passed asleep forever, she is dead. Why therefore do sad march, and looks severe, break ever to a rapture round the bier? Why from your instruments above your song such and more sweeter music do we hear? Why doth unlooked for gladness cheer your rout, if the round world be all given up to drought? Oh, thus it is, a dawn more plentiful breaks which her dearth alone hath brought about. She that had many sons had one son yet, whose growth above all growths of earth is set, who wrestled in his prime with death and won, though with hard breath, bruised ribs, and dropping sweat. And the world's tree, while even her voice was mute, felt everlasting ice about its root. Frost was upon the skies, till death outworn shrank, and our mother heard the spring salute. She is the mother of the flocks in corn heaped high, she is the mother of all fertility. And oh, than this more gracious and more dread, she is the mother of love that cannot die. Sunshine her smile, her spread hand rainfall gives, but on her deep breast love that ever lives, refreshing all worlds, making all things new, throve who eternally and ever thrives. He is come down to meet her, sing again, love who is all the goodness of the grain, who is in tigers and in lilies born, and sets his hand with hers to load the wain. Therefore with praise and gallantry and song, with dancing and with harping go along. Soft music hushed her sleep, let gay prelude the voice that shall awaken her ere long, the voice that gives Orphean music birth through all the universe, till trees and mirth with very rocks and stones join melody. Sing all you little things of heaven and earth. And ye, Behemoth and Leviathan, plunge in gross joy, mimic the laugh of man. The python slayer to his love returns, godlier than Helios, goodlier than Pan. But chiefly ye, Vestals and lovers ye, surround her in immingled company. Ye know her office and her person how, the mother of gods and the mother of love is she. Go forward, lovers, happy hand in hand, go forward nearest her, O shining band of virgins, all lift radiant eyes to see how soon at their engagement ye shall stand. And squires no more your lasses entertain, but hither, hither, hither join our train. O measurably come, with footing gay, come musically, fluting a glad strain. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Wars by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. Now while the air with war is full, from Balsara to Hartlepool, how should the holy muses meet, with outstretched arms and mouths discreet, lustrate of brow robed lucently, to adore Theban deity? Ah, for no battle's roar withhold from Pegasus his wheaten gold, whose neighings pierce no less than all this noise of guns heroical, who hath through all the earth but one rightly be praised companion, that sacred donkey which of yore more than Theban godhead bore. But since, oh, what strong lie and cruel hath so deceived you to this duel, you riders upon either steed, and does by artful toil succeed to turn your wars from tyranny? Why must your policies, O high imaginations, leave in dole the sieged markets of man's soul, while the fierce babes of second birth shatter the architectural earth, and against their heavenly mountained clan goes up the march republican? Lo, the Republic comes, lo, she, one indivisible and free, who moves within the whole world's brain of these imaginations twain. She is the elder, nor can e'er her eyes from Sarras barrier, wall, tower, and bastion seen afar. What names amid her following are? Athens, who drew the first design of war, the martial Roman line that broke not when its empire fell. Many an Italian citadel that on the German urged its ban, and Peter grown Caesarian. France, taught of Rousseau and Voltaire, in the thin tone of Robespierre, declaiming in huge voice and limb, Danton in all who swore with him. The populace of France decree, with all lands struggling to be free from tyrants, their fraternity. Last, the huge mobs of 48, before whose summons at their gate the high kings fled to any den. Nor rebel swords have moved since then, save where, that one more crown should be, men agonized for Italy. Till now, when all the world is glad for falling thrones of Petrograd. Lo, where behind their prophet dumb the silly peoples thronging come, gypsies in wondrous doleful plights, with crazy moles and bedlamites, drunkards and poets, flocks and herds, and Francis with his flight of birds, Antony's fish and Peter's cock, postulants from the caverned rock of Sarras building. Christendom is with her ragged peoples come, the wildly sane, the fiercely meek. O fair Republic, though she speak of brotherhood as of a king, hast thou against her anything? Whose creeds that mystery profess, wherein none greater is or less than any else, but deity, one indivisible and free, shows, O beyond all hope of man, the heavens themselves republican. But now the last days come, some few, with prayer and fasting thereunto, have seized, have ironed those tyrannies, which are their great exemplars' spies in either camp. Mistrust and lies, hate, anger, apathy, to death, while these are ta'en with joyous breath. The eager nuncios prepare alliance and new plan of war. Where who but thou is greatest, France? Now the long-desired advance begins. Now on the Christian tree is nailed the cap of liberty. The labarum that moves on thine, without an emperor Constantine. Beneath red caps and red hats all, rush sans-culotte and cardinal on the detected foe. Yea, kings, who knew their folks' imaginings, here charge, with such as he who bore king's wrath, and watched the sacred poor, O Roman and Utopian Moor. Now to the aid of Christendom the guns of the Republic come, unlimbering their batteries of human huge equalities. Now led with aquinistic skill in gallant charges of free will, centuries off on one same foe the great scholastic riders go. Now the last charge by Carnot planned follows the sword in Joan's right hand. On tyranny's last mortal stand, Calvin is flung and Caesar down. The sternest foe of the free town, the crescent falls. The field is won, the days of tyranny are done, his last escaping files give place. Trumpets, ho trumpets, face to face, with foreheads scarred and bloody feet, the Church and the Republic meet. Open thy gates, O city, call thy burghers to that festival mankind hath purposed hold in thee so long, which now shall be, for kin is known at last to kin, whose high processions moving in ward the divine immortal youth, born of a woman very sooth, and midmost of this glorious whole, celestial progress, O man's soul, O Saras, through long winter numb, to thee great city is he come. He enters through thy roaring gate, thy chosen and chief magistrate, while from each roof and arch that spans his pageant scarred republicans, with sturdy hands and throats outvie Christendom's shouting loyalty of spires and gutters. In each street bells, kerchiefs, flowers, and voices greet the crown returned, the chief of men, elected the first citizen. The sacred paving feels the advent of that desired Prince-President, in whose eternal ecstasy now the Republic one and free, and the faith free and undefiled, are met, are kissed, are reconciled. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The City of Man by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Mapstone. How shall we build the city of men? Love and our maids and we, who are not sons of the bonds women, but children of the free. It shall be free as our mothers are, who seem as Sinai, moving their heads in that covenant so anciently and high. Though they be broken of men today, bruised with toil and pain, liberty that is the soul of them shall surely stand again. They by whom we were brought to be, born to the ways of men, walk in our midst of that free city, each a free citizen. Thus to build up the city of men, love and our maids and we, being not sons of the bonds women, but children of the free. It shall be free as our lovers are, holily loved and trod, they by whom we were brought to be, born to the ways of God. Little, oh little upon our hearts seem they within our love, oh but the mightiness in them hid, we were afraid thereof. Queens, and they rendered themselves to us, oh but we knew them then, republican in Jerusalem, city and citizen. Thus will we toil at the city of men, whose name is liberty, Jerusalem, the mother of all that is above and free. Stand fast for Jerusalem, stand fast in liberty. We are not sons of the bonds women, but children of the free. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Morning by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Agnes Robert Behr. Wake, wake, my thought, the year's delight is born. Hark, the young loves within the valleys sing. Long since thy peers, the church, the earth, this morn, were out to hail a gladness named of spring. Who shall be earliest there? O happy race, begun in winter of a 3 days' gloom, to end beside what doubly hallowed place of the full garner and the open tomb. Up, dear sluggard, blessing trine, religions and earth's and thine, sang my spirit out to play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. This is thy dawning, as all feast days are, even that high abstract tide of the Trinity. Our sacred duty with thy health doth share, and oh how much thine own must Easter be. Easter, that does our byword quite disprove, for in green sprinkled trees and pricking grain, in alleluias of men's cork love, Christmas in 1 year is come back again. Up, dear sluggard, hath the rhyme caught the air thy waking time? The sun is up and out to play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. For since that feast was solemnized and done, how hath another advent supervened, darker and doubtfuler than that earlier one, when died the lamb that was at Christmas yeened. Yet through that Lent, winter, and burial, and each our new appointment did arise, love in our senses new prophetical of mirth this public Easter ratifies. From thy bathing turn again, thou through snow and bleaker rain held'st the promise of this play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Why now amid those brushes pause thy hands? Startles thy heart before the tumult now, heard from that vast excursion of the lands? Oh, fear not, there is none knows more than thou. 'Mong all the prophets and high priests, thou knowest, thy day to this arisen love belongs, and through this open meadow such a boast, this musically in a myriad songs, brushed and plaited be thy hair, quickly as thy caution dare. All the world is out to play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Yet serious be our laughter, and thy voice, singing, a little meetly tremulous, this mirth, wherein more worlds than ours rejoice. We are a part of it, and it of us. It has come up with such mightiness, what heart can lightly hear, beating at ease? His sons, his fathers, and his fellows bless our yearly resurrection and increase. All the world is lucid green, with what large encroachments seen. On death's winter wilt thou stay? up my sweet, keep holiday. Ere the mass grew, how many a shepherd priest, singing his ritual over a pile of swords, led forth his migrant people on such feasts, and sacrifices to forgotten gods, his people, lost long ere thy slumber broke, to a like knowledge of immortal needs, enough if thou with thy great sister woke, that youngest, truest, gladdest of the creeds. Up the church long since is out, and her quick feet go about, to the tomb, no more delay, up my sweet, keep holiday. Thou didst not hear the lions of Cybele roaring their salutation to her love, nor feel the high trees shaking over thee, when he from death ascended, she above, bowed down, his mother and his paramour, unto that resurrection, while her train of Syrian pontiffs sang their tale that hour. Hail, Attis born! Hail, Attis born again! Hear thou only from thy Lord the new tale of an adored scene of us in happy play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Thou didst not hear waking Adonis's name shrieked from a whirl of timbrelled ecstasy, as to him his diviner's leman came, descending with her wanton company, nor any voice call. Now hath Isis found her dead lord's limbs, the new rice stalks among. Now great Osiris wakens from his swoon. The gods are born again, the gods are young. Thou wert sleeping while they passed, now thy time is come at last. Christendom is out to play. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Is it a diverse deity they praise, or with translation diverse to each tongue? Hail they one god of rice and corn and maize, convents and kisses? Hark, another song! Now with those past processions doth accord, those resurrections Easter doth renew. Who is that God, that lover, that dead Lord? Who is that mother, that beloved who? Still must thou thyself bedeck, silver chain about thy neck, brooch and clasps, no more delay. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Love is arisen, his mother greets her son. Spring knows itself to be but only he. The glad church does with the good tidings run. Oh, let me find my upper room in thee, thou everlasting Easter. What a stone of bare negation hast thou rolled away! Now breaks the dawn whose twilight thou hast shown. True is thy possibility of day, till thy mouth and hands be kissed. Lent within me doth resist. Songs of Easter, come away. Up, my sweet, keep holiday. Up more than our earth feels the arising God, up more than his own mother greets the sun, from his eternal death and period. Love is eternally anew begun, such wonder of renewal as all lives. Do now in sod or song or spirit prove, God in himself eternally contrives, and love is wrapped upon the birth of love. Thou, till love hath kissed thee, be never touched or kissed of me. Is it he that makes delay, he that is our holiday? This is thy dawning, as all feast days are. Even that high abstract tide of the Trinity doth with thy health our sacred duty share. And oh, how much thine own must Easter be! Descend, beloved, our delight is born. Look how the bright loves on the hilltop shine, the church, the earth, were long since out this morn, to hail the love that shows to me and thine. Now thy dressing time is done, thy adornments all put on. Lace the last shoe, forth to play. Out, my sweet, keep holiday. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Invocation by Charles Williams. Read for LibriVox.org by Bruce Kachuk. Mary Mother, Mary Maid, let thine eyes watch what is said. Fault of haste and sin of sloth, guard immaculate from both, till thou, at the full of time, breathe in rhythm, thought, and rhyme, and art my song's justice clad in the sign of Galahad. Thou whose watch the line ensures of celestial prefectures, keep me high in courage, nor lose me, Michael conqueror, from thy legions marching, who were men's poor souls bound unto, since began our Grail quest toward the incarnation of the Lord. Of which souls do thou, our first, who the deathly waters pierced, leaving friendship none to mean what thou wert and shouldst have been, till all living must look back, now forever, by that lack. O departed, O divine, make my work the closer thine. Chiefly thou, O human soul, lend me also thy prayer's dole. I invoke thee and implore, stir the heavens evermore. Whatsoever chances come, let thy lips be never dumb. Howsoever lives be flawed, spread thy sacred hands abroad, so all life, all song shall be one magnificence of thee. O my light of soul and sod, do thou, without period, plead for me, my sweet, with God.
End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Epilogue by Charles Williams, read for LibriVox.org by Agnes Robert Behr. Madonna, though we know not well if sin shall smite me yet to hell, or shake even thy high head, yet this one thing we know, that that which is shall yet be so, and thence be judgment said. For God, our love, whose only name is called eternally I am, as he in thee shows grace, still on thy lips is terror, still may triumph on me too all ill, in thy immortal face. Infinite space, time infinite, too hard temptations for my wit, he nowers into thee, o'er whom, by whom, I may prevail, from whom, despite whom, if I fail, I lose eternally. Eternally, from whom beside did God our spirits first divide, ere yet began the past, ourselves by separate consent, on separate pilgrimages went, to find ourself at last. That love which wrought the mother maid, yet breathed not till her word was said, even so love wrought in this, symbol and dogma that sufficed, duly the story of the Christ, grew living in a kiss. The star that guided kings, the bright herald of the incarnate light, the forerunner's menace, drew thee and me, to me and thee. Lo, our Lord's love-dread infancy lay couched in that embrace. Thence is thy beauty borrowed, fair, thence shall the judgment glance forth, where, O vision of the sun, through the now of eternity, breaks in the thunder of the three, the lightning of the one. And here the kings of song to love bring gifts that do their pomp behoove, frankincense, gold, and myrrh. But I, poor shepherd of the field, what gifts have I in hand to yield, that shall my name prefer? How though I know him full of grace, should I before the God's young face dare kneel or gifts unfurl? Only I bring them all to thee, who still, adored, hast need of me, being but a mortal girl. Still must that daring heart delay to find in me the way, in me the truth, the life, and where alone it hath its peace, must still invent and still increase its consummating strife. Bodies and souls the world may smutch, our fingers too profanely touch. These holy things we know, yet not for fear of doom to come, shall singing mouths of love be dumb, or let their moment go. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. End of Poems of Conformity by Charles Williams.